We are back. Many people thought that we would die or be imprisoned in between our last episode and this one. And I'm proud to once again prove the haters wrong.
Everybody says the last episode will be our last. Everybody said the episode comes out and everybody says, I know this is the last episode of Coward Hour.
Yeah, they all separately predict a very specific death. And they all pick the same one each week.
A lot of people tell me that we better stop or else. They really try to intimidate us into being the last episode.
We've been getting iTunes reviews, but they're in the form of individual letters cut out of magazines and pasted.
Which I'm fine with because it doesn't affect our rating. But I'll say the letters are rude.
Yeah. Some of them do have 5 stars, but it's like, I'm going to kill you. You had better lock your doors.
I'm going to commit a 5-star murder. I'm going to commit an exquisite murder. I'm going to commit a murder so fantastic and so brutal that it gets rave reviews.
The talk of the town.
That even the most grizzled cop will wipe a tear from his eye.
I want to kill a guy so brutally that there's like Olympic style judges who will hold up cards with numbers.
That's awesome.
That would be sick. That's how I want to kill myself. I want to jump off a building and do like a beautiful Olympic diver dive.
Right.
Just like into a car.
Right.
And then the judges are like 10, 8, 9.
Nah, dude. It would be. What if it was all 1s and 2s? Like, what if you fucked up? Like, what if you went for a swan dive?
I go for a belly flop.
Yeah, you belly flop into the car.
Somehow it splashes like metal, like flies up in the air.
Yeah, dude. yeah. Having a grand total, earning a grand total of like 7 for your suicide. 7 out of 50 is really tragic.
Yeah, that would definitely haunt me in the apocalypse.
Yeah. Oh my God,
in
dude.
the afterlife.
Yeah, that would be such a bummer.
Yeah, I get the two confused because sometimes I think that it'll be like a rapture type situation where like we live on in hell, which is Earth.
I actually think that is what's happening.
Mm-hmm. It probably happened already.
That's what I'm saying. I think that yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, because we get philosophical about the nature of hell. It's just the absence of God, right? And like that, like when they describe hell in the Bible, it's like it's the pain of knowing that you are experiencing the absence of God.
Maybe that's what coronavirus is, because it's like who's dying of it? It's fundamentalist Christians who refuse to wear masks.
Wait, what
John Prine. All good, on the books, good people.
What percentage of people left in the leftovers in the rapture? It's like, what, fucking 2% or something, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it something like that? And it's like crazy. Like the whole world stops when 2% of the population leaves.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, it's noticeable. You know what I mean? Like everybody's lives change forever when like 2% of the population are raptured.
Yeah.
So it's a noticeable number.
So you would definitely like closely know one of them.
At least one. Yeah, coronavirus might be. I like that we've gotten back to our roots.
Yeah,
coronavirus is
just
definitely
Christian speculation. I guess I just called evangelical Christians good people, which I have mixed feelings on.
They're great people. Look at it, they love gathering.
I think that they they have very good intentions. I think they express them wrong.
Yeah, sure. I mean, evangelicals. If you're going to talk, evangelicals and Baptists are like the two swindlers of the Protestants.
They are very much like the supply side Jesus fallacy.
Anytime your church starts with setting up a tent now, let's children, everybody come on into the tent. We got ourselves some lava snakes, so we're gonna let y'all hold.
Yeah, when you have a carnival barker for church.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, anytime church is like, well, what do you guys do in this church? Your parents like, no, we get the snakes and we lay our hands all over the women to cure them. Anytime your church is like the tenants are holding snakes and laying hands, I don't think that's too good. Gotta lay my hands on these ladies.
That is funny. Like I'm imagining a bunch of guys like, man, how we gonna touch all these women in church? Yeah. They're like, well, we gotta come up with something to distract. Yeah. So I got a snake.
Yeah.
What is the biblical origin of the snakes?
Handling snakes?
Is it because snakes are the devil and you're proving that you can fight him?
If you're able to handle snakes, then Christ is with you pretty much.
Because we all know that a core part of being a Christian is being able to fight snakes.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to be able to fight the devil.
There's that Irish saint who drove the snakes out of Ireland. I think it comes from that because I think a lot of Baptists I don't know if they're Irish or not. I feel like they might be. No, Irish people are Catholic. I don't know. It's too hard to say what the demographics of Protestant religions are. That's why I don't mess with that. I don't mess with the Protestants, dude. I'm sorry.
You a Catholic man?
I want to be Catholic so bad. I'm always trying to convince my girlfriend to like convert to Catholicism, and she was raised in like a super religious household, and she's like, "No, I will not do that." I was like, "Babe, come on, be Catholic with me." They got that. They walk with that thing. It fills the room with smoke.
I mean, Catholic is. It's definitely like the QAnon of religion, where it's
you gotta back this up.
There's some dark shit going on there.
Oh, you mean in like? Well, yes.
I'm joking. When I say QAnon of religion, I don't mean that they're like the conspiracy theorists. I mean it's like as close to like
they're running the damn.
Like they are the most tangible example of like systemic child abuse. That's another good point, is everyone's like, oh, what, you think that there's like a network of pedophiles across the globe? It's like, yeah, there was a movie about it. Yeah, it won an Oscar.
Yeah, they literally move these people around. You can if you're a priest, you can get away with molesting kids better if you're a priest than if you're like a teacher. Yeah. You know what I mean?
What if there was like a really hot child that child gets sent to a different parish? Because they're like, dude, you got to get a load of this. I feel selfish being the only one fucking this kid.
Holy fuck, that's really fucking funny. It's crazy how common that experience is, though, of like altar boys on like the East Coast being like, yeah, you have to watch out for priests. It's a fact of life.
And your mom gets really mad if you talk about it.
Oh, they can't stand it. Because it's free county. What, you're trying to fuck up the one free therapist that this family has. Yeah, it's the pedophile thing. I always forget that the Catholics are running one of the biggest pedophile conspiracies in the modern world.
Yeah, because we just think we're like Mel Gibson, nice.
Yeah, Mel Gibson, beautiful paintings. It's all my favorite things. But
yeah,
if there's one thing,
a lot of statues of nude boys. Now that I'm thinking about it, if the whole cherub thing is kind of sus.
It is true, especially when like angels are never once described that way. Like, it's so funny that like all the Renaissance painters are like, it's actually open to interpretation, and I've decided to interpret it as a boy with a shriveled up penis, and that's actually every angel that I've drawn in the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah, the Bible, it's like it's a wheel of flaming eyes, and they're reading, they're like, well, I can't fuck that at all, so we're gonna need to change that.
Yeah, when you're in the house of the Lord, we want you sending your prayers directly up through the barrier of child cocks that we've painted on the ceiling, straight to the Lord himself.
Look, if
that's his favorite way to receive prayer.
Yeah, you go to the Sistine Chapel. The whole point is during the Psalms, you want to look up and get horny.
You want to look up and look at those small, shriveled, but virile cocks that can't get hard yet, but there's so much potential.
There's a lot of promise in them.
There's so much that's truly the optimism of angels.
The little boy cocks. It's like when you catch a Caterpie in Pokemon. You're like, well, this is useless now, but it's going to be a very strong part of my team at some point.
God damn, dude. Yeah, cherubs are weird as fuck.
It's very
all right,
strange.
I'll admit, yeah, the dog, you're right. The whole pedophile thing with Catholics is not so good, but maybe this is how like the exception that everybody makes for like every evil like thing you indulge in, because I really am still sold on the religion as a whole.
I mean, just the vibe, the aesthetic.
It's great.
Yeah.
The solemnity. I love the solemnity of the Catholic faith.
Yeah. It is kind of nice to like, I feel like a Catholic church is less inviting, just like the architecture. Like
you think? Yeah.
You go to like a Protestant church and, it's fucking it's like metal siding, like fucking you walk in, everything's lit really well.
Right.
It's like laid out, everything doesn't feel claustrophobic. Catholic church, you walk in, there's like dark vibes.
Well, yeah, it's stonework, dude. But I'm so in awe of like, because
I mean, don't get me wrong, I would live in a fucking Gothic house.
How bad do you want to live in a Gothic house? I've been having this I've literally been fantasizing about living in like an abandoned cathedral, if there is such a thing. It's hard to find like a squatter's cathedral.
Well, not in America, but in like apparently Jordan Peterson was looking into buying a church. I'm listening to the Behind the Bastard episodes about him, and like his professor friends, they were like, oh, to turn into a home, because that's like a thing that rich people do in Canada, because like there's a ton of churches that are not being used because people aren't really religious in the same numbers that they used to be.
Whoa, that's interesting.
So you can like buy them and like turn it into like
a home?
Your home.
That would be sick.
Have like a big like open air loft home.
Oh, dude, well, so there was a church in Baltimore that I did comedy at that was converted into 4 people live there, and they had like 6 cats that just came in and out of the windows, and it was an open air loft home. It was fucking awesome.
That does sound awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's sick.
So that they're like, oh, to make your home, and Jordan Peterson's like, no, no, I'm going to give sermons.
Oh God, not at all. Listen. I need a house. I need a house in which to preach the sermon of Cinderella. I have to tell the college age students about the virtues of Cinderella.
I was making myself laugh imagining Jordan Peterson waking up from the coma and being told like what all that's happened. They're like, Mr. Peterson, I don't know how to tell you this, but you're retarded now. And he's like, well, that's a hell of a thing to say in a debate.
That's so It would be awesome if Jordan Peterson like came out of that coma, like whatever happened to him, he came out like non-binary or something. Like whatever happened to his brain.
Jordan Peterson, like voluntarily going into a coma, becoming retarded, and then like probably gonna die of coronavirus. It's one of the most brutal cell phones.
Does he have COVID?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, that's right. I remember that article now. I saw he did a video that popped up in my recommended, which was quite troubling. You're
trying to fix your algorithm because there's years of of trash.
I feel like Jacob Marley in A Christmas Carol. I just have like the chains of search history past connected to my arms and legs. I just have chains full of fucking like Jordan Peterson.
It really was
charisma on command. All this shit.
It's really troubling to remember when like you and me were like all in on him.
Yeah, I mean,
were you like you were? I think you like called me and you were like, dude, you gotta get into Jordan Peterson. Yeah, and I was like, okay. And then this was also when you convinced me to move to LA.
Yeah,
so like 2 potential big boners.
I was having I was under a very persuasive moon at that point in my life. There was something in the air. I was really channeling something.
Yeah. It worked out.
It totally worked out.
Yeah, I drove across America and I used my one free audio book from like Audible, and I drove across the nation listening to 12 Rules for Life, and it could not have been a worse thing to do.
Well, sometimes
I'm just looking through like big wheat fields in Kansas. I'm just like, consider the lobster.
Look, Brendan, sometimes you have to plunge the depths to truly appreciate sunlight. You know what I mean? I want to start trademarking some of these things that I say. I got to get this shit copyrighted.
Yeah, we really need like a transcription assistant.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. It would be very bad for us if transcriptions of this existed that you could easily search.
But I would like to release a book of quotes, like, kind of like Buddha or who else am I like? Ram Dass. People who are on my level, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other people you could immediately compare to me.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
If transcriptions of this existed, we would go down immediately because it'd just be like some blogger like opening it up and they're like, Control F A G. Oh, we got him.
Yeah, we got him, folks. We got him.
Just print that out. They mail it to the New York Times. They're like, I don't know what this is.
What the fuck is Coward Hour?
This has been going very well. Our audience has been growing very quickly, and I feel very blessed in that regard. But I'm not going to feel like we made it until someone tries to cancel us.
Yeah.
Until someone tries and fails.
Damn, we really go back and forth on this energy week to week because
really
some weeks it's the most terrifying thing in the world, and this past week we're literally a degree of separation from being canceled, like it's confirmed.
Yeah.
But honestly, dude, I'm ready. I'm ready to ride.
A noteworthy canceller is taking shots at our boss.
A noteworthy pest, dude. A noteworthy horny little pest.
Some might call him a highly sexual pest.
Some might call him. He's definitely vermin of a sexual nature. If you had to classify him,
yeah, many would call him a fuck vermin.
Yeah. That's 100% what he is.
A rodent of cum.
He's the aphid of coitus, and it's no good. It's no good.
We really got to set some traps for him.
Yeah, man. I would. At this point, I've leaned in so hard that I'm like, I don't think that even if it happened, I'm like, I think that it would be fine. I don't think anybody cares anymore.
Yeah. What would we?
We're about to have such big problems in tomorrow, right? When's the election? Isn't it like tomorrow?
It's 2 days from now.
The 3rd?
Yeah, it's the 3rd.
Hell yeah. Nobody's going to get canceled after this election. Or what I mean to say is everybody's going to get canceled after this election.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously this is like the stupidest, most useless way to like interpret anything, but I can't help but wonder like how either candidate winning would affect comedy. Because Trump winning the first time really accelerated all the like dumb bullshit with like all like the Nanette horse shit and
right. I feel like it won't matter because I feel like the narrative around old white men in power, like obviously like with Trump there will be more. I don't know, man. I feel like even with Biden, this shit probably will continue.
Yeah, I was looking at I was curious. I wanted to look at like who the richest people on Earth were. Mm-hmm. It's mostly Chinese people and like Indian guys.
Yeah.
I was like, huh. Well,
what do you? I just figured out what you're saying.
No, I'm gonna do a Jordan Peterson where I'm just gonna present info,
right?
And then you're gonna be like, so are you saying that white men aren't the ones who control the world? And I'm like, well, that's a hell of a thing to say in a debate.
Right.
I wouldn't necessarily say that.
I mean, there's.
It's like Pierce pointed this out to me a long time ago, where it's like. All Jordan Peterson does is he presents 80% of the idea, and then when you complete it, he's just shocked.
Yeah, he's like, well, I mean, I would never say such a thing. I mean, you've done a hell of a good job extrapolating from the information that I've given you, but I can't say that that's what it's that kind of shit exactly. Yeah. Because like one of the guys is like Jack Ma, right? Is he one of the richest people? That Chinese billionaire?
I don't remember.
Oh, but I mean, are these guys? Where I will give some merit to, it's like, are they shaping culture the way that like white Western culture shit? Like in terms of
you're
like,
totally right.
Yeah.
I don't know if the ego is there. Like I mean, I don't know what the narrative around them is like in their countries.
Right.
But we don't really consider them at all, and I mean, the most I hear about like Chinese billionaires like creating negative effects with their wealth is just like there's too many apartments empty in San Francisco.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's like, is there an equivalent to like the evil sociopathy that goes on in Silicon Valley in America? In China, I think that there might be. In India, I don't know. I guess I don't know anything about Indian billionaires.
Yeah, I don't know anything about them. I know that they love Instagram.
They love Instagram. Oh my god! They love filters. Indian dudes really love editing pictures.
Yeah. I guess that's a uniquely Indian billionaire trait because like you never see Bill Gates tying $100,000 to a balloon and letting it go, and then like a TikTok song plays.
Wait, is that what Indian billionaires are doing?
Yeah. Or like Saudi. You can look up. There's like several accounts of just like it's not like the business guys themselves. It's like their sons. It's like their shithead 25-year-old sons just like setting a Lamborghini like on cruise, and it just goes off a cliff. And then, they like throw up gang signs.
I thought that they were like tying money to a balloon to like give it away. It's just showing that they can waste their wealth.
Like I don't even need it. I don't care what happens to it.
Holy fuck, that is awesome.
It's not. It's really not.
I'm like that. I'm like, honestly, because here's the thing: if you're wealthy, it's better than trying to like invest your wealth in like shaping the world to like to morph itself to like your vision for humanity. And, like if you have money,
I guess I must stand it because it is how the Dark Knight ends. Is Joker burns a ton of money.
Yeah.
So if the Joker did it, it must be good in some roundabout way.
Yeah, India. I will say, like, when people in the Middle East get rich, they Joker out immediately. They start buying, like, gold-plated weapons, crashing Lamborghinis. That's all. It's really a Suicide Squad style, like, Joker over there. The minute
it very much is.
Yeah, they're all Jared Leto's Joker.
They immediately wig out.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude. I would love to be like, especially because like rich people, like rich Middle Eastern dudes. It's crazy to be that wealthy in a country where like sex and alcohol isn't even legal, but I guess they're still doing it, right? It's just they're the exception.
Yeah, I mean, yes, absolutely.
Because I was like, if you can't get high and you can't get pussy, I understand just like driving the money off of a cliff. And that might be the Joker's whole thing too, is he can't get pussy, so he just sets the money on fire. Nobody will fuck the Joker.
Does he ever fuck Harley Quinn? I feel like the only time I've ever heard of him in the comics is he like rapes like Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, I think
and
he
I
does.
assume that's canonically the only time he's ever fucked. Because it's the most twisted way to fuck.
Yeah. Just to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
just
to fuck someone to hurt them, but mostly a third
her dad.
party.
Yeah, he's not even doing it to her. He's like doing it to her father.
Yeah,
which is fucking crazy.
Yeah, and Harley Quinn is probably jealous.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think it's implied that they fuck in Suicide Squad. I think.
Yeah, well, I don't acknowledge that.
You got it, Brendan. Yeah. You got to watch Suicide Squad, dude. I think I might force you to watch Suicide Squad, kind of like Clockwork Orange, where like you wake up out of a Jordan Peterson style coma, and I've just got your eyes taped open.
At least do Batman versus Superman.
Okay,
I've come around a little bit to that. I watched the first 45 minutes of it.
It's kind of sick, right?
It was kind of sick.
Yeah.
And Batman, like, I hate him.
Yes. Are you watching the ultimate cut or this theatrical cut?
The ultimate.
I'm so proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, this is a nice day. I'm really proud of you. Yeah, man. It's the most. Anyway, we can talk about BVS off mic, but we were talking about Middle Eastern. All right. Well, but you didn't learn anything else about these like Asian and like Middle Eastern billionaires. You just learned that they're the dudes who are like the richest dudes.
Not really.
You know what companies they own?
I don't. I mean, I didn't look into it, but I'd assume like
you just.
I think something I've heard that I assume is true, but haven't really looked into one bit, is that a lot of Chinese billionaires, it's just like, you make a company that's a copy of like a Western company,
yes,
and because you are connected to someone high up in the Chinese Communist Party, they let you run it instead of like someone else, because it's like you need like permission to have a business like that.
Well, that's exactly what I was gonna guess. Is like that's the difference between like American and Chinese billionaires. You can get really, because they've got like almost no IP law over there. You can get really rich in China if you have access to the means.
Yeah.
Of like just producing a fuckload of any. There was just something on Shark Tank about this, where like a woman moved her manufacturing to China, and immediately the people running that factory started 10 other copycat companies, and now they're all fucking like, they own the market now on this thing that she invented. Because that's just how China is like. China is the freest market on the face of the earth. It's a huge problem. It's like a libertarian's wet dream.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess so.
No, seriously, yeah. That's seriously like China's like this crazy it's this crazy collision.
I mean, it's weird because it's like market wise, it's extremely libertarian, but then every other aspect of like their government is
they're authoritarian capitalism. That's like it's state capitalism. Like that's exactly they're the weird marriage of they're this dark marriages. They have like authoritarian government and completely unfettered free market economics, which is where
it is funny that,
where
like,
another country is heading.
Yeah, it is funny that like their branding is they're like, what? We're communist. Yup, definitely some lefty pinkos over here.
No country has ever truly been communist, which is like,
Yeah,
I know that everybody says that. I know I sound like I'm in high school.
No, I mean I don't really know. We got to get Julian back on the cast to explain to us Marxism.
Yeah, I mean, I could.
Look, I just like seeing hot girls with like communist flags holding guns.
If they don't stop, somebody pointed out, it might have been Jake Broads, I can't remember, but like if these hot girls if hot girl communist Twitter doesn't stop, it's gonna become like the new atheism, where like you're gonna roll your eyes at people saying that they're communist in like 5 years, because so few of them mean it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But no, I do love seeing hot girls with hammers and sickles tattooed on their tits. I don't know if I love the communism part or the tits part more, because it's truly a toss-up.
Yeah, they hammer and sickle on a pair of tits. You're like, nice. And then I show you like swastikas like tattooed on the nipples of like some rockin' double Ds.
And I'm like, whoa, that's awesome. This is so sick.
Then I show you a girl, she has death to Nick Oldershaw, and then your face on the other tit. And you're like, I gotta stand.
Frankly, I gotta stand. It's a controversial ideology, but I can see myself getting behind it. Truth be told, I've flirted with the death to Nick Oldershaw ideology before.
We must stop him.
Yeah, I have that thought about myself like at least thrice a week. Just we were talking about depersonalizing. I definitely like have moments where like I like. Do you ever separate? This might be a fucking wild thing to say. Do you ever like feel a true separation between the voice in your head and like yourself as a person?
No.
Okay, all right. All right. Uncharted territory.
Go on.
No, I mean like you don't personify like your inner monologue as like something like separate from you.
No, I think it's me.
Well,
I think it's it's not identical to how I express myself to the world, but it's very much me. I think what you're talking about is a narrator.
Yeah, a narrator. What's wrong with that? All the best stories have them. You know,
you're in a straitjacket and you're like, what a great narrative device.
Yeah, holy fuck. All right, well, I thought that was a very normal thing to share. I was certain that we were going to have some common ground.
I mean, when you throw out like a mental health thing that I don't share, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
I know. I'm worried right now.
Look at how many pills I have on this.
I understand. Yeah, yes, I know. Look,
they added so many new pills.
Are you taking new ones, like newer since the last time we've talked, or like?
So I got Wellbutrin.
Oh, you were telling me we were hanging out.
So they switched Zoloft to Wellbutrin, which was good. They kept me, so I'm on the mood stabilizer and Wellbutrin, which that's all good. And my dick is back. We've gone over that on
It's
an
back,
episode.
baby.
Recently, I initiated sex, wore a condom, and came. So
that's tight, dude.
Yeah, that was like hitting a grand slam in the World Series.
Yeah, that's awesome. Holy shit.
Yeah, or really, no, it was like Michael Jordan's first basketball game after his like first retirement. Everyone's like, "How's he gonna play?" Then you're like, "Oh, it's Michael Jordan."
Yeah, fucking better than ever. Well, that's awesome that you came in a I don't know if I could do that right now.
I busted immediately.
Oh wow, dude!
Like I almost busted from like the hand job.
Really? Oh yeah, you were telling me this actually.
Yeah, I was like, "Damn, it's back."
Yeah.
But yeah, so then they added, and then I was like, "But I'm really anxious again." And she was like, "Okay, I'll write you something that you can take when you feel anxious."
Right.
And I'm like, No.
Please do not.
Please don't. Please write me something that I take once a day at the same time.
Yeah, don't.
A drug that Don't put me in charge of it.
It's very funny when you're given drugs that are up to your discretion. Like, doctors should really know better.
Yeah, just on it says, feel it out. But I'm like, so this isn't like Xanax or anything where like you can abuse it or anything like that. And she's like, no, it's nothing like that. It's nothing like Xanax. Don't worry. And then I get the pills and it's shaped like it's fucking Xanny
It's
bars.
a Xanny bar, dude. You got the fucking. It looks like that cover of that Danny Brown album. Like, let me see. I'm not gonna touch it. Don't worry. I won't put my hand near it. Brendan, oh my God, dude. Those are. What's the dosage on that?
It's 15 milligrams.
Oh my God, dude. Holy fuck. You got to get rid of those.
Oh wait, I didn't. Hold on. I should take one.
What? Wait, what?
You're supposed to take it like twice a day, like once or twice a day.
You're taking Xanax? Hang on, Brendan's.
It's not Xanax. It's something else.
Oh, it's not Xanax. Can I? I'm not.
It's called.
Let me see what the drug
is. It's called like Boosperone.
What's the active? It's generic for Boost Bar. What does Boost Bar do? Hang on, I'm Googling.
Dude.
Let me Google
You're
really
Googling?
quick. If it's bad, I won't tell you.
Okay.
We'll just, you'll just be like, it'll be like before Wile E. Coyote looks down after he's run off the cliff. If I don't tell you, you won't fall.
Definitely.
All right. So Boost Bar. What is Boost Bar?
This is definitely gonna be a thing where like I'm retarded, so I'll be like, "Did I take it today?" And I've taken it like 4 times.
Why was Boost Bar discontinued in the U.S.?
What?
It was so in 2010 there was a citizen petition to discontinue Boost Bar. I got to read more about this.
Well, we got to do this on mic because oh my God.
So now I guess that's essentially the same thing. What is that called? Buspirone?
Yeah.
Okay, so Buspirone, sold under the name Boost Bar, among others, is a medication primarily used to treat anxiety disorders, particularly generalized anxiety disorder. Benefits support its short-term use. It has not been found to be effective in treating psychosis. It might take up to 4 weeks to have an effect. Oh, so this probably isn't like Xanax.
Why were people trying to ban it though?
Let me.
Why did my CVS have it?
So
were they like the one store that still had the NES Classic, like just by chance?
That's a good question. It can help with brain damage. There's nothing in the Wikipedia article.
Oh, it can help with brain damage.
Can help with brain damage.
Well, this is good news for me.
I might actually need to borrow that
as a former blackout drunk.
Yeah. So they've got a brain damage reversing drug. Okay, I should take like 5 of those right now, probably.
We should probably crush them up and snort them on mic.
Yeah, that would be sick. So I don't really know what this does. What are the side effects of it? Dizziness, headache, nausea, nervousness, paresthesia. What the hell is paresthesia?
I was pretty dizzy last night.
Did you take... but you didn't drink. I was like, did you take this and drink? What was I thinking? Of course you didn't drink.
No. Yeah, I mean, the first time I took it, I got kind of like spinny, but like a little bit euphoric.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this what lewds feel like? I feel like Wolf of Wall Street right now.
Yeah, Boost Bar effects. None of these sound nice. So all the effects they list: dizziness, drowsiness, nausea, headache, nervousness, and fatigue. And these make you feel good?
Well, those are side effects, right?
Those are the side effects.
Yeah,
okay.
I was gonna say like, if those are the effects, that's fucked up.
Yeah, weird. I guess I don't know what this drug does. Can Boost Bar make you angry? Let's read this one. Irritability is an early target symptom of response to Buspirone and general anxiety disorder, and scattered case reports suggest an anti-aggressive effect for Buspirone. So there's no knowing what you'll get.
That makes sense, because I have been really irritated recently, and I've been taking that a couple days, and I feel a little bit better.
Wellbutrin will make you irritated, though, won't it?
Yeah, that's why. So I took Wellbutrin, and I was just getting really pissed off at everything.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. Which is like very much unlike me. Like, you know, I'll get fired up and like rant.
Right.
Like,
well, no, when you feel pissed off about something, like I feel like you tuck it away for a later date. For, like, when it's useful.
Like, most of the time when I get pissed off, it's like very broad strokes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Definitely. But you were getting irritated at like specific like individual incidents.
Yeah, like I was Bay and I were like grocery shopping, and she like couldn't decide between 2 things, and like kept like circling back to the same like shelf and everything.
You were steaming.
I was kind of steaming, and then I was like, wait a minute. I love her, and I've never felt this way about anything she's ever done before.
Yeah, she's deciding.
This is unusual.
Yeah, that's a wild thing to get like mad about. Like I'm not putting that on you. I'm saying like that's definitely the drugs. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it was very weird. So I'm like, I gotta talk to my doc. And it's not like I snapped at her or anything. It was again just I was like internally very annoyed.
My I don't remember what the antidepressant was. I dated a girl. Well, so I had a friend who was on an antidepressant, and then I dated a girl who was on the same one, and they both like shared the experience of like it permanently ruined like his language center. Like he has words that he like I don't know how to explain it, but he kept like he will call unless he thinks really hard about it. He calls volcanoes lava lamps, and he calls like plants gloves and stuff. Like and like it's not a bit. It's not a bit. Like he like something happened crossed his wires when he was on this antidepressant.
I mean, well, last night we were playing charades, or like that game where like you describe something and people have to pick it, and I described Coco the gorilla as that blind gorilla they taught to speak.
Blind gorilla that they taught. None of that is right. There's not a single detail about that even resembles reality.
I did get that it was a gorilla.
You did get, but it told you it was a gorilla. The gorilla was a given.
Like I was so confident too. I was like, "Oh, it's that. It's the blind gorilla that they taught how to speak."
How would they even begin to do that, Brendan? Well, yeah. Well, and so he said the other crazy side of. I wish I could. I don't think it was. What are the other antidepressants?
So most people take SSRIs.
Right. But do you know the names? Because it was a specific name.
So there's like Prozac.
Not Prozac.
Zoloft, Wellbutrin, fucking. I think Prozac was the one Tony takes.
Right. Well, it was a weird one, and I'd have to look it up. But they both describe the same feelings of just like being like in public spaces and like fantasize, just like having like totally detached fantasies about like murdering people in front of them. But like not in an impassioned. I guess you know about that.
No.
Oh no. You said oh yeah.
I said oh yeah because like that explains why every mass shooter has like a history of taking antidepressants.
Yeah, and my buddy who's like not violent at all, he's like I got off like when I was like he was like I was on the bus and I was just like staring at a woman in front of me and I was just like fantasizing about like destroying her body. like smashing her skull into the ground over and over and over again. He's like, but I wasn't even like fired up about it. I was just like experiencing the thought calmly. Yeah. And then he was like, I gotta get the fuck off these pills.
Damn, well I haven't had that yet.
Yeah, that'll be a big.
I'll definitely. I'll let you know.
Please let anybody know. Let the nearest person know.
Excuse me, sir.
Excuse me, sir. I think my brain is in big trouble right now.
I just go up to the cashier at Barnes and Noble. I'm like, hi.
I'd like to turn myself in.
Yeah, I need some help. I think it's the Truman Show where I can just go up to anyone working a job.
Can you call the police for me? That's like you're just tugging on the waitress at Starbucks like she's your mommy. Like, excuse me, could you call the police? I'm having some really troubling thoughts.
Then the police come kill me, which is like not really a bit. They do that specifically a lot.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't tattle on yourself. The police will take that as probable cause.
For sure.
Yeah, I remember SSRIs are crazy because Kelly told me that like you could take them. She's like, yeah, my SSRIs feel like Adderall when I take them. And I was like, can I have them? She's like, you can have the whole bottle. And I was like, okay.
They're really not something that's like fun to abuse though.
No, it felt horrible.
I love how little Googling you'll do before taking a drug.
Oh, I Googled, but I had the drugs. Sure, I Googled. Sure, I read the horror stories. But at the end of the day, I was in possession of drugs.
You're going to be one of those guys who takes like a packet of Benadryl. You hear about that?
I mean, I did that in high school.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I would take like Benadryl and aspirin and be like, I'm tortured.
Oh, but a lot of people they'll take like 25 Benadryl and you start to trip, but it's exclusively bad trips.
Yeah, it's dysphoric. Yeah, because it's like DXM or whatever is in it. Brendan, I've been around this block, dude. Dextromethorphan, and then
You're
there's
like,
another one.
Let me take all right, I'm gonna take 30 Benadryl, and I'm just gonna be covered in spiders.
It's not even. It started like so. At like lower doses, you feel it's like being drunk. But there's more. There's more motor impairment. At higher doses, it is like you're tripping, but it's none of the good parts of tripping. And and you also like it's also accompanied by like a headache and an upset stomach. So it's just like you just like send yourself to hell for like 6 hours. You just voluntarily go to hell.
Which I think, were you bored? If I caught you on the right day,
when I was robo tripping, yeah, I was bored.
No, I think now, like if I caught you on the right day, I was like, hey Nick, do you want 40 Benadryl?
You know what? I really actually wouldn't. And it's not even because I'm sober now. It's because I learned my lesson. Like I was bored enough times that it finally like cemented itself as unappealing.
Yeah.
In my brain.
You like 15 times in a row took acid and then just like were in the group chat like, I'm really unhappy.
Did I do that? Was I posting in the group chat when I was on acid?
No, but you always posted the next morning.
That I was unhappy that I did acid?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
You absolutely did that.
I said that I was sad that I took acid and it wasn't fun. That doesn't...
No, you didn't use those words. You were like, man, I really had a bad time. I don't think I'm going to do this again. I think I'm going to sell the rest of it to someone else.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if I did that. I don't think I did.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I remember you telling me because you got like 15 tabs or whatever. And you took like 3 of them, or I don't know how much you take.
I didn't get 15 tabs. Holy shit!
You got 10. I think
it was less than. I definitely had some. I had some acid. I don't think I had 10 tabs. Because that would have been. Wild.
You were showing me though. You're like, oh, it has the Beatles.
I do remember. Yes, I did have a lot of acid. You're absolutely right. Oh my god, I completely forgot.
You had so much.
Oh,
and
that's right.
You kept taking it, and then I'd see you, and you'd be like, man, I really had a terrible time. I just took it, and then I was like out on like a street corner with like huge pupils and sweating. I could tell that people knew, and like I'm gonna get rid of the rest of that. I'm gonna like I remember at one point because when you were living in Boyle Heights, yeah. I guess you're like across the street neighbors were in like a psychedelic band or something. You wanted to meet them. You're like, I think I'm gonna go knock on their door and give them this acid as like a gift. I'm like, I mean, it's a better idea than taking it, I guess. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, did you wind up doing that? You're like, I took all the acid.
Yeah, you're right. I absolutely had 15 tabs back. I completely forgot. Yeah, I was listening. I was taking it and listening to Brian Eno. What can I say, man? I'm a free spirit.
Yeah, just in your terrible fucking bedroom with like just the overhead light,
a fluorescent light, just one fluorescent light burning my eyes into their sockets, dude.
Just listening to your roommates fucking like yell at you through the walls.
Yes, or so I thought. Yeah, but it was. You're right. That finally took hold where I'm like, what am I even getting out of this? Why do I keep doing this?
Lying people to take a drug you hate.
There's apparently some kind of like synthetic drug that is like, it's called 2CB, and it's like all of the visual effects of acid without any of the mental effects, and like people on Reddit go like crazy for it, but apparently it like destroys your mind. Like if you do it enough.
I don't want that. I would prefer to like be completely in control of myself and everything I see is reality, but have like the weird trippy thoughts and everything.
No, see that because the thoughts are you can't escape the thoughts. Like if you're seeing.
Nick, I already can't escape the thoughts.
Well, then you definitely don't want to throw trippy thoughts onto Crick thoughts. I guess so. Yeah, you're right. Because like
like when I, like when I'm in like a manic episode, I have thoughts like resembling like schizophrenia. So
yeah, totally. Well, the appeal of that, and not that I mean, it's funny. I wish I'd known about it when I was younger. But the appeal of just having a visual trip, because whenever you have a trip on, if it's not acid or whatever, and like you're getting the visuals, but you're not losing your mind, you're like, oh, I'm able to like just enjoy this without feeling like the walls are closing in. And it's like, that seems nice. But apparently this thing is really bad for you. There's people on Reddit. There's like people on Reddit talking about it, and they're just like, yeah, I used to do this every day for 15 years. Now I can't do math.
Oh, my buddy was like that because he said he's like, yeah, so we started what you would do is you would take you would hit a bowl, or you would hit the bong, and then while you're holding it in, you do a shot, and then you do a popper.
A pot, like inhalants, like no.
It was like this combo of like weed, booze, and poppers,
Never
like, all at the same time.
Booze and poppers will fucking kill you. That's how you die, dude.
And then like in high school, like he told me, he's like, yeah, I'm thinking about going back to college for like calculus, and then he tried to do calculus.
And he couldn't do calculus anymore?
Yeah, he was like really good at math in high school, and he's like, yeah, I forgot how to do math.
Holy fuck. That's really scary. Whenever like you realize there's a part of your brain you can't access anymore, it's like, damn, I did that. That's a big whoops. Yeah, because you can literally, I mean, you forget that like, there are people who literally like, they do a bad pill, like a designer drug or something, and like they literally come out retarded.
Yeah,
like developmentally disabled. That's scary.
Yeah, and then you wind up like, I remember one time I was at Sheets, and this guy was like knocking on my window, and when I like rolled it down a little bit, he was like asking me if I wanted to start a band.
Oh my
That's
God.
what happened to that guy for sure. And I was like, but I don't play any instruments. He's like, I just thought you had like a cool vibe.
Yeah, you definitely. Yeah,
he was one of those dudes. He had like his shirt like way too many buttons unbuttoned with like a huge chest hat.
Oh my God, he's just feeling life as it comes, dude. he's just scouting people to see if they want to be in his jam band.
I should have done it.
You totally should. You could have lived your little Grateful Dead dream, dude.
Yeah, but there's like no acid to buy.
Yeah, you're just doing meth with this guy.
Yeah, you're just smoking meth, and like occasionally I like nod out holding a guitar.
Yeah, no, not even that. Like he invites you to come over and be in his band, and he only has 2 drum sets, so it's just two methed out dudes wailing on the drums for like 5 hours.
Dude, are you familiar with the Rhythm Devils?
No, is that what that is?
So Grateful Dead. Do you know how they had 2 drummers?
No, I think I knew about that. I don't know.
Yeah. So for like, they didn't always, but like from like a certain point on, they always had 2 drummers, Mickey Hart and Bill Kreutzmann, and it's really like a cool sound because it's like a very full percussion sound where like they're both focusing on like different aspects of it. And,
no,
like,
2 percussionists is sick when it works.
Yeah, and they'll like pass it back and forth and stuff. And nowadays they have like their bassist with them, like O'Teal, I think his name is.
Mm-hmm.
He'll join in too. But it's been like since like the 80s. There's always a portion of the live show where there's drums, where they do that back and forth, and it's really sick. And everybody goes to the bathroom because they hate it, but it rules. It's so cool, especially like when I saw them, because like now everybody like half the people there are there because they want to see John Mayer, and then they have to see like this experimental percussion soundscape. They're just furious. So they do that, and it's like not short. It's like at least 10 minutes.
Really?
And then it like calms down and everyone thinks it's over, and then they go into space. It's always drums accompanied by space, and space is when Mickey Hart gets out like a violin bow, and he's playing this like instrument with like super long strings and like
that's fucking
like
sick
feedback
as shit,
and
dude.
It's honestly, I think it's the only part of Grateful Dead that you would love.
Yeah, that sounds
It's
really
so
cool.
sick, and it goes on so long, and it bums out everybody, and I fucking love it. It's so sick.
People don't know how to have fun anymore, dude. That sounds like a great show.
Yeah. Also,
so wait, who are is that who they are? The Devils, the band you were talking about?
Well, they do like side projects sometimes. Like they it's actually really cool. There's an album called it's like the Rhythm Devils, the Apocalypse Now sessions, because is it Coppola?
Coppola, yeah.
Yeah, Coppola I guess, liked them and asked them to like do part of the soundtrack.
Oh,
so
sick.
there's this album where it's basically just them like playing drums through like the entire movie, like improvising drums over the entire it. And they definitely didn't use all of it, but they used like definitely a couple parts of it is in the movie.
That's really sick. I didn't know that at all. So this is like a side project from like the 70s.
Yeah.
Okay.
But actually I think they put out an album as recently as like the 90s.
Interesting.
But it's like a compilation of like the best drums in space. Like,
oh, is it like from live shows?
Yeah. Oh no,
nice.
it's pretty much all live stuff except for the Apocalypse Now sessions.
Nice. That's cool. Holy shit! All right, the Rhythm City Devils. I'll put that on my phone.
It's just the Rhythm Devils.
The Rhythm Devils. I'm thinking of the Murder City Devil or whatever the fuck. The Rhythm Devils.
Yeah.
Rhythm Devils. Okay.
It's pretty sick.
I'll check that out. Yeah, I went to see. There was this band, the Builders and the Butchers. They're like a folk country band. They had 2 percussionists. When I saw them at the Auto Bar when I was in like, I think I was a junior in high school, and they did this sick thing where like for their last song, they just passed out instruments like to the whole crowd. Which like when it's happening, you're like, this is so fucking cool. These guys are awesome. And then like the minute everybody was allowed to have their own instrument, horrible idea. Ruined the show. It was in no way what any of us wanted to hear.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, just everybody's got fucking maracas and kazoos and all this shit. It's just like, no, this is. They turned it into fucking music day in kindergarten, basically.
Yeah, that does suck.
Yeah,
especially if you're like hammered.
Yeah. Yes. 100%.
Have you ever heard of? There's I'm sure it's on YouTube, but there was like an experiment some like composer like conductor did where he assembled purely people who played an instrument in high school and haven't touched it since and are like 40 now, and he just like made an orchestra of those people and like taught them a song and had them like play it. Yeah. And it is so funny because it like sucks in such a hilarious way where it's
really?
Like there's no other scenario where like there's a full orchestra on a stage with an audience bombing because it's like it's worse than like high school. Like in high school orchestra, everybody like remembers how to play their instrument.
Right.
There's this really funny moment where like most of them miss the repeat sign and keep going and like.
Dude, are there any solos? Does anybody blow their solo?
I don't remember.
Oh, I gotta watch this. This is hilarious.
It is a pretty good bit.
Holy fuck!
There's a lot of in like orchestral music. There's surprisingly a lot of good bits.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I just like that. I like whenever like somebody conducts an experiment that's like at the expense of just like regular people who are minding their own bit. Like these people, like they probably had no idea like the extent to which they were going to be asked to embarrass themselves.
Yeah.
And at the end, they all just like walk off stage of this concert hall like feeling horrible, and the guy's just like, "Thanks for the data." Like,
yeah, who did like 433?
Is that
like
John
Cage?
John Cage?
John Cage, yeah.
And he did water music too.
Yeah, he did water music. I think he did a song where it was like played on the floor waxer.
Yeah, that's right. He did. It's so funny because he did that shit. Like, you can find a video of him doing that on like the Ed Sullivan Show in like the 50s or the 60s, just doing this weird avant-garde bullshit, like shit that wouldn't even fly today.
Yeah, I feel like there was a surprising amount of patience for that stuff.
Well, yeah, for
like
any,
like any of like the Warhol superstars type people. Like now they would either be homeless or like actually for a lot of it. You know what? If you're a man and you tried that shit, people will be like, "Fuck you! What is this?
What the fuck is
but
this?"
Then, like if a girl did it, they'd be like, "Brilliant!
We need
beautiful.
to. This
She's
is
so
what
brave.
people should be watching."
They're like,
"It's huge.
We need to give you a Netflix special." And she's like, "But I'm a painter. We can figure it out."
Yeah, we don't leave that to us.
Yeah, we will get Fred Armisen and Joey and
Eddie Pepitone,
and Eddie Pepitone to be part of it somehow.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that like because I'll be honest, I do have a soft spot for like artsy fartsy bullshit, like avant-garde stuff. Like I can really, especially if I'm there like watching an avant-garde performance, I'll get into it. But I do
when
think
it's not comedy, yes.
Yeah, when it's not comedy, like when it's something very solemn. Like I went to the LACMA, like the first year that I was here, and there was just like this crazy. It was shot on like for some reason, video artists love standard def video, and it was just this long one-shot video of these like people dressed as like French aristocrats performing mock assassinations of one another and like falling down in circles and then getting back up and like doing it over again. And I watched it for like 40 minutes. I just like I would just sat like super into this thing, and I couldn't tell you what I was supposed to get from it. I couldn't tell you that. I don't even know if I really liked it. I was just like enraptured by what I perceived as the importance of it. I was like, wow.
There's something at the Broad similar that I loved, that it was like an animation where you like walk in, it's just playing, like you walk in, it's like in the middle of it, and it's like animated, and the animations take place on the pages of a book that keep like flipping and like different parts, and like text shows up, and like I don't know what it fucking means, but it had like a killer vibe, and I sat there and I watched it like 5 times, and the music was like it was like a combo of like avant-garde piano with like African like singing.
Interesting.
And it was beautiful, and I was like, I can't wait to go home and look up that song and download it. You can't.
You can't. It's only in the art installation.
I have to go back to the Broad, sneak in a Tascam recorder.
Yeah. Well, that was like,
I found it on YouTube. Somebody filmed like the thing with their phone. I think it's like a permanent installation, so I can still. Well, you know, there's no museums right now.
There was.
But I'm like. All I can listen to it is like a cell phone recording of it. And then there is a version that got released on vinyl, but it's not the same version.
Right. And you want that version.
That song like imprinted in my soul.
There was this installation at, I think it was at the Baltimore Museum of Art. I can't remember, but it was a series of videos that this guy had done, and like one of the videos he made, it was very like Harmony Korine-esque. He like made it during like the last year, or like the last school night before summer of his senior year of high school, and it's just the kids in his town like getting into cars, lighting shit on fire, breaking shit with baseball bats, very like, you know, like Youth in Revolt type stuff. But now he makes scripted videos. It's so like there are these videos where he and his friends they do these weird characters where they like dress in camo, they like dye their hair green, they put like black lipstick on, and they play these like rednecks who are like driving like RVs like through like, you know, like the woods of middle America, and they're just like fighting with each other and screaming and like threatening people along the way. And it is genuinely like one of the scariest things I've ever like I haven't seen a movie that's as scary as this fucking art installation. It was so like,
that does sound sick.
It was so fantastically unnerving, and I don't know. It probably has like less people have probably seen that than like a mediumly popular YouTube video. You know what I mean? Like it's just, and I don't even know if he makes money making this shit. But I like.
What's his name?
I have no idea.
Oh, damn.
I wish I could remember.
That fucking, especially like towards the end of high school, that would have been my shit. Like I think I've talked about this a little, but I haven't talked about it in this way on the podcast. Where like in my high school, we had the talent show every year. It was called Follies, and which had been named by some fucking loser 10 years ago, 10 years previously. But it was also like a sketch show where it's like in between every talent act, there was a sketch. Right. And my senior year, I was head writer until I was removed from the position. But by then, the show was a couple days away. There wasn't that much they could do.
Right.
But like for context, every year before that, it was like, what if we made a sketch where someone plays a teacher and they dance? Or like, what if we all dressed like women? Because back then that was funny,
right?
You know, instead of now it's Brave,
right? Yeah.
Stuff like that. Or it's like, what if we made a joke about the cell phone policy?
Yeah.
But
I know where this is going. I remember this sketch.
I just loved Beckett.
Right. It was.
Let me see if I can pull
it up. You're gonna talk about Tarp Time, right?
Oh yes, I am.
Yeah, Tarp Time is fucking funny as shit.
Okay.
Oh my god, you have it on your computer.
Oh, I thought it was funny to give them like African names for some reason.
Yeah, that is funny for some reason.
Yeah. Sefu and Kagosi sleep on the floor. Ime runs from left. A cold wind is heard. Guys, wake up! It's Tarp Time. Sefu and Kagosi do not wake up. Ime dashes to each and shakes them awake. Come on, guys, it's Tarp time. Kagosi, what time is it? Ime, tarp time. Kagosi, what is tarp time? Sefu, does it have to be tarp time? Ime, I am not going to answer your questions because it is tarp time, and there are no questions at tarp time. Sefu, I forgot. I'm sorry. We'll be right there. Ime runs back off. Kagosi, what's tarp time? Sefu, there are no questions at tarp time. She gets up, crosses the room, and retrieves a horse mask from a drawer. Go get a flashlight and a pair of socks. What do I need that stuff? No. Questions. A beat. But tarp. Tarp time. A beat. Tarp. Tarp. You'll need a fresh copy of your resume.
Jesus fucking Christ.
This is all extremely frightening. It's putting unfair stress on me. Sefu considers this, then places her hand on Kagoshi's shoulder. Tarp time. Sefu runs off stage. Kagosi begins to shiver. She rubs her arms to create friction. It's so cold. She turns towards where Sefu went. Should I bring a tarp? No response. The wind grows louder. Should I bring? A video clip is projected across the stage of a dead animal being dragged to the side of the road by gloved hands. The clip abruptly shuts off. Kagosi waits for an answer as if she finished her question. She frowns and waits. Curtain.
Okay, so the funniest thing about this is imagining high schoolers doing it. Like the fact that this is put on in a high school cafeteria with a bunch of like a bunch of 17-year-old kids.
They wouldn't let me because I had filmed like my buddy Ryan. There was like a dead cat in the street, and we were sad. And
Jesus Christ, dude! You were gonna use real footage of a dead animal?
Yeah. For some reason, I carried my camera around everywhere, so I like filmed it. And he's like, "Why are you doing this?" And I'm like, "I might have a purpose for this. I don't know." But we did that sketch.
You did it? Yes. You performed that sketch?
We performed the sketch.
Fuck off, dude.
The teacher, like, I got in so much trouble because like I got called. It was like such a big deal. I think I got called out of one of my regular classes to go to like this art teacher's class.
Oh my God.
And she's like, Brendan, what is tarp time? And I'm like, the point of the sketch is that no one knows. It's not defined. She's like, are people being raped on the tarps?
You didn't say that at all. At no point. That's an incredible ink blot test. Yeah. It's just like a total Rorschach test for all the adults in the room. Yeah. My fucking God.
All the sketches were like that I wrote. And I was head writer, so I passed them all.
That's and I think did people enjoy that? Like, did it get laughs?
I think so.
You think people like other high school kids like? Did normies like it? Like,
I don't really remember. I mean, I remember the sketches all getting laughs.
Interesting.
I don't think people. I don't know. I mean, it was
probably just the fact that it was happening was funny.
Yeah. Damn, I haven't read that in like 5 years.
Giving them all African names is really funny, and you could never do it today.
Yeah. Giving them all African names that are never spoken.
Kagosi. Yeah, that's right. Holy shit. Nobody ever says, like, unless there's a narrator, you would never know their names.
You would never know.
Wow, Brendan.
We gotta do things like that. We gotta make sketches. We're just like both smirking in it.
Yeah, holy fuck. It would be incredible to make a sketch where like every single character is named after like a horrible slur, but there's no way that anybody could know. Just like the deepest dog whistle ever.
Yeah, Faggot Dave walks stage left.
Hey, FG. They just calls him F or FD, rather. Yeah. They all just call each other by their initials. That's all the information the audience gets.
There's a play like that. My buddy Addison did it at his college. I forget what it's called. I think it's called Blockhead or something. And it's a play about like all the Peanuts characters, like when they're like 25 reuniting and like Like they're all gay and on drugs and like fucking.
Yeah, I've heard about this play.
And they call him CB. They're like, "Hey, CB," and CB's like reeling about his molestation as a child.
But that's definitely because of like they don't want to get hit with a cease and desist.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's fucking hilarious. Holy shit, dude.
Theater sucks.
Yeah, it does. But right now we're having this conversation. I'm like, I would love to go. Like,
I would love to have like the Coward Hour Theater. It's just a black box.
Yeah, I actually kind of love like live theater. I like it more than live stand up.
I think I haven't gone to enough of it. I mean, mostly I've seen like musicals, which I usually don't care for.
Yeah, no. You got to see fucking like dudes like just like chewing scenery in real time on stage. It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about this at one point. I was like, I should go see a play. Because I was like, I'm in LA. It's probably the best place to see theater in America other than New York.
Yeah, you can see like Alfred Molina at the Pasadena Playhouse and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I should do that. I just never knew like how do I find weird experimental shit?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's like a black box theater on Fairfax. There's one like there's a lot of like cool play shit in LA. There's also like the really big like the in downtown LA they have like those really big theaters. That's where they put on like big plays, and those are fun to go to too.
Yeah.
I honestly
I was trying to go. I think it may have gotten canceled with Corona, or I may have forgotten to go. But I wanted to go. The guy who played Jamie Lannister was doing Macbeth or Hamlet or something.
Oh, I'd fucking watch that, dude.
Yeah,
I love Shakespeare.
That looks sick.
Yeah,
I haven't really tried to see Shakespeare as like an adult.
I love Shakespeare. Now, I know that I sound like such a douchebag when I say that, but it's profound to me.
Yeah, we got to start the Coward Hour Black Box and just start putting on plays.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's just you and me as Estragon and whatever the other one is, and fucking waiting for Godot.
Yeah, dude.
And then Julian comes out and does like the Lenny monologue.
That would be so fucking cool. Yeah, I would love to put on an all Latino black box theater. Because nobody has reverence for the power of stories like Latinos do. They love to be told.
They're passionate people.
They love to be told a tale, and they love to really interpret tales. Latinos will spend many hours talking about the meanings of tales.
Hell yes.
Yeah, I hate to cut this short, but I've got to bounce out.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah, I've been awake since 4 a.m. So I gotta go sleep.
All right.
All right, guys. This is the bonus. I was gonna plug the bonus, but this is the bonus.
I was gonna do the plugs. Rate us on iTunes, please.
Yeah, leave us a 5-star review.
Leave us a 5-star review. If you are listening and you don't know this yet, you can listen to the bonus episodes now in an RSS feed in whatever app you use. We just do ask that if you do that, if you could check if you signed up with our referral code or not, because things are wonky. We're trying to get it fixed. But we would really like for your money to get to us, and we'd imagine that you do too.
Yeah.
And frankly, we got some hazy info. So.
Right, yeah. Hopefully it'll become clear in the next month or so. But
yeah. But yeah, for now, you can listen to it in your app, and it's way easier.
Nice. All right. See you guys.
See ya. Bye.
Knock, knock, open up, it's me, the crazy, shady, faded fucker, so rock the G. See a lady, make a baby, lead her on in peace. Only time I give a fuck is for my own release. That's why I own these streets. Straight up, portfolio, showing growth, fuck a pay cut. Yeah, you know I stay slut. Catch me in the spot, looping up for the self-suck. Oh fuck, I busted already, I'm coming bucket so heavy. My dream of cream coming steady, now my mouth open, I'm ready. I'm talking solo, heavy petting on a Friday night. That's talking bashing the bishop, more like Nantucket's delight. I'm taking all the time I need to do it just right. Got my candles in the fishnets cause it's on tonight. Oh, that's right, it's time to fillet. No need to debate me, I suck until I go ooh-wee and spray my white pee-pee. I got that ski.